let's dive into this story piece. I had originally ignored it because beforehand they'd done like things like this that just turned out to be like nonsensical side quests that I wasn't really hooked by. But then thankfully I saw a TikTok that was like, actually, this quest has main story significance. I was like, okay.
どんよりしてるな。空気がすごく湿っぽいぞ。うわ、行ったそばから降ってきたじゃないか。寒い寒い。そうだな、お腹もペコペコだし、昨日は急いで駆けつけてきたからちゃんとご飯を食べてなかったっけ。こんなにもうまい料理がたくさんあるのか。漂白者、ちょっと気になったんだけど、金はどれくらい持ってるんだ？ホテルから出るとき、我はそんなに持ってきてないぞ。
それなら心配はいらないよ。オーガスタの使者によると、セブンヒルズにしばらく滞在してる間の費用は全部総督府が負担してくれるらしい。ただそれにしてもここの店主は親切すぎるような。
まあよくあることだろう。なんたってお前はあの闘技大会のチャンピオンだからな。我がいるから安心しろ。これくらい全部平らげてやる。セブンヒルズの総督はなかなかいい人だな。ホテルもご飯もタダだし、いっそセブンヒルズでしばらく過ごすのもありだな。くんくん、これもいい匂いがするぞ。
アブ、インペラトルは私たちに何を残したと思う？カルテジアが言うには、残りの情報はセブンヒルズのサングイス狩猟台地にあるらしいけど、ゴールまで残り一歩のところで立ち止まることに。
焦らなくてもいいと思うぞ。セブンヒルズまで戻ってきたじゃないか。前にルパが言ってたな。サングイス狩猟台地の上空には黒潮雲がずっと存在してるんだろ。それで高潮が来るとき、グラディエーターはみんなで大地の残像を狩りに行くって。あれ、確かもうすぐ高潮が来るんじゃなかったか？この前総督が招待状を送ってきたような。一緒に狩りに参加してほしいって書いてあったはずだぞ。まあそういえば今日は総督と会うんだよな。
朝、使者から連絡が来たんだけど、オーガスタに休養ができて今度の面会は延期になったの。予想外の変化。少し嫌な予感がする。そもそもどうしてオーガスタは私を狩りに誘った？前に使者に聞いてみたら、闘技大会と関係しているからと言われたけど、私以外の参加者は誘われなかったらしい。
お前の腕を見込んで勝負がしたくなったんじゃないのか？セブンヒルズ人はみんなそうだって聞くぞ。
それならそれでいいとして。数回しか会ってないけど、そう単純な人には見えなかった。 いくら総督とはいえ好き勝手していいのかな。
異教から訪れし友よ、あなたは澄んだ両目をお持ちのようで、しかし心に抱く憂いが青空のごとく明るい瞳に暗い影を落としています。険しい道を歩む戦士が悩むほどですから、きっと何か問題があったのでしょ
Okay, he's a baddie.
う。もしや王の座にお見えのかの人を気にかけて、カンピドーノの丘の最高峰、総督府の青白い石壁の影の下には暗く怪しい
Smash.
無
No!
数の秘密が埋葬されています。
Well, I'm
権力
presuming.
の奪い合い
Because
に
the
関
last
する
cool
部分
person that I met turned out to be like
Tokuni
one of the
複雑に
higher ups in the bad guy
絡み合っています。
organization, so I was like, right.
総督のように敬愛すべき純粋な人でさえ、時には厳しい手段を取らなくてはいけなかったでしょう。少なくとも鉄と血によってできているセブンヒルズ城で王の座に就こうとする者は、自ら死地に赴く羊と変わりありませんから。私は流浪の詩人ネストルと申します。今の季節、セブンヒルズの雨はそうそう止みません。ならば総督のことが気になるようでしたら、微力ながら力になりましょう。闘技大会のチャンピオンの力になれるのなら、私にとってこの上なく光栄です。
なんでお前こいつがチャンピオンだって分かったんだ？総督のことも。その目、さっきの会話を聞いてたのか？
見ること、聞くことだけが観察する方法とは限りません。五感とは人々が慣習にのっとった自然な選択ですが、唯一のやり方ではないのです。実は最近、英雄の詩歌を書くためのインスピレーションを集めているところでして、今作の主人公はセブンヒルズの現総督オーガスタです。総督に関することなら多少の知識はお話しできるでしょう。そして私の勘がささやいているのです。そう遠くない未来で、あなたは彼女の物語に加わると。ですから先に総督について知っておくのも悪くない話かと。オーガスタは田舎出身のどこにでもいる女の子でした。凡庸な才能しか持たない共鳴者、貴族の庇護を受けていない庶民。そんな彼女は狼が群れをなすようなセブンヒルズ城でどのように光り輝く道を切り開いたのか。今は光り輝いている星も、かつては宇宙を漂う誇りに過ぎなかったのでしょう。
What the fuck? Dear guests from afar, do follow me into the near forgotten stories of Augusta, but simply telling it might be a bit dull. What are you trying to do versus what are you trying to do? Not trust. Perhaps having the listener become the protagonist of such stories might be a good option. This should add a more immersive touch to the sounds and images you get to hear and see. Still smash. Thanks for checking in. At this moment, you are Augusta. You shall relive her past, face the same choices she once made, Thus, please forget your name for now. Well, that's no trouble for me. Are we roleplaying? Of course, Augusta's story is already written. No matter what choices you make, they will not alter our reality. See, this dude immediately gives me vibes of Cristoforo, who's like the bad guy. And his whole poetic, I write things. Yet be wary, fate is fickle, and a misstep can lead to a swift end. Weigh your choices carefully. Alright. Well then, let the story begin. Set aside the complex thoughts and let me sing the epic young girl Augusta. Do I get to play as her? A gentle warm light begins to blur your vision, and you slowly close your eyes. When it clears, a small frightened girl clutching a sword stands amidst the ruins. A group of solemn Septimonian gladiators stands guard around her. Hey kid, are you alone? Don't be afraid. We know what the dark tide did to your home, and we're here to help. Boldly observe the man in front of you. Different choices will change the corresponding stats. You must be hungry. Here, this should be enough to keep you from starving for now. Take the food offered by the gladiator. We can take you to Septimont City. It's not safe here. We don't know when the next disaster will strike. Staring at these ruins won't change anything. Even if you rebuild these walls 1,000 times, they'll never hold against the dark tide. You don't have the strength to stop it. Bring your sword and come with us. I'm taking my sword. The gladiators shake their heads and pat your shoulder. Look back at the ruined village. Oh, I lost some strength. Remember to maintain a stats balance. The story ends if a stat drops to 0. In the end, you choose to leave the village. The gladiator's words revealed a bitter truth. You lack the strength to protect your home you are leaving behind. In your travels, you engage with the gladiators. Following the gladiators, you arrive at the city of Septimont by ship. You wave them goodbye after arriving at the central square. Meanwhile, you notice the square is crowded with citizens. Show your awe of the city. The poster for the gladiators' Aegon is pinned to a wooden board. The air is filled with heated chatter about the upcoming match. Gathering people push you towards the crowd. Oh, nope, that was a decrease. Okay. You must know Septimont reveres strength. Here, only the victor reigns. That is the law older than the city itself. You notice the passion-filled eyes of the Septimonian. Eat or be eaten, such is the way of the city. To survive, you'll have to find your bite and seize the crown with your own teeth. You can't stop thinking about their conversation. You realize that gladiators are the very symbol of strength and Septimont. If there's a way to dominate the arena, maybe you'll find the strength you're looking for. Tear down the poster and walk away from the crowd. As you leave, you notice that 3 words stand out in the incessant chatter. Identity, status, and talent. They seem to be an essential part of gladiating. There are always those commoners who view the Aegon as mere boring displays of butchery. But we're hardly entertained by the sights of rats shrieking in the dirt. What we crave is true magnificence. A warrior who can make roses bloom from blood. Ooh, fancy. Wanna have a little bet on how many mangy rats are gonna try for the Aegon this year? Then when their stench is stinking up the place. I'm gonna ignore them. You're determined and step into the arena. The rules demand a mentor at your back. Someone to keep death from claiming you on the first day. And perhaps even teach you the sight, or just teach you to see the fight through to the end. After hitting several dead ends, you eventually come across Kato. Kato is a retired gladiator star but takes on a few proteges. You want to join the Aegon, you say. Why don't you start by telling me a little bit about yourself? You recall the discussions about gladiators, identity, status, and talents. People in the city of Septimont seem to value these more than anything else. You choose to speak honestly about your past? Woo! The dark tide took you home and you came to Septimont seeking strength. Is that so? You've got some metal, but that's not going to cut it here. Go home. People like you always show up with nothing but fancy dreams, only to see them crushed and trampled. I've seen enough idiots like you. Try to argue. What now? Still here, are you? You think your stubbornness will change my mind? Pathetic. Straight in the eye. Alright then, let's have a deal. Land one strike and you win. If you manage that, I'll teach you how to be a true gladiator. This deal here is your entrance trial. You know, for a second, I didn't believe that land was a word, so I was like, L and? That's such a weird word. Accept the deal after great deliberation. Blades meet in a sharp clash. Kato moves with practiced ease. You are quickly defeated. Oh, that's awkward. Strengthless. Do you realize how weak you are? Why I want to become a gladiator. You really know who you're fighting against? Can you really best me? You can't. Now, how do you plan to end this? Challenge him again the next day. Back for round 2, are we? Country rats like you sure are as pestering as the city folks say you are, huh? Ooh, defend. Just like last time, you aren't much of a challenge to Kato. You're swiftly beaten once again. Go back. This is not your path. Continue the challenge the third day. Too slow, too weak. Your foolish swings only bring smiles to your enemies. Ooh, then I'll be fast. Is that your best? How naive. Well, I guess a rat that lives in the dark is never meant for the sun. Checkmate, you've lost. Challenge him again. Still not ready to give up? Why don't you sell your sword? I'll get you some food at least. You stand before Kato again, dragging your exhausted body nearly at your knee. I can still fight. The wind swept up by the blade whispers past, and you're suddenly home. Soft sunlight cascades on the great oak leaves, and you hear your friends' laughter, your parents' gentle calls. But in the very next breath, a bone deep chill engulfs you. That touch, you know it all too well. Thoughts race across your mind, and your hand instinctively grips the sword. You seize the opportunity and land a hit on Kato. Kato hands you his sword and turns to leave. Catch Kato's sword. In Septimont's arena, the victor claims the weapon of the defeated, a symbol of conquest. This sword is yours. You're determined to bite off that crown. Do not fall before you get there. Augusta, that's your name, isn't it? Augusta. The moment you step into the arena, you will lose this name. The spectators may brand you with a number, a symbol, or even the name of some wild beast. And only the last one standing has the right to reclaim their true name. By then, all will be chanting your name, Augusta. You'll have to conquer their hearts and win their applause even without identity, status, and talent. Tell me, will I see that day? I will make them know my true name. Training starts tomorrow, 6 sharp, right here. Alright, not too bad. Burp. Okay, I'm here. Welcome back.
何度も失敗しては立ち上がり、ようやく勝利を得る。拙いやり方ですね。
So fast, you got the zoomies.
強情と言いますか。ただ、すべてを失った少女にとって唯一の選択肢だったのかもしれません。何せ頼れるのは自分自身と握りしめた剣だけですから。しかし英雄女子誌の始まりにしてはありきたりの序章ではありますね。悲鳴が発生してからソラリスの焦土では似たような物語を数多く見てきました。この時代に生きる人々が ただならぬ偉業を成し遂げていることは否定しません。もっとも序章が優れているからといってその物語が素晴らしいとも限らないのですが、勇気、栄光、崇高、歴史という石碑に刻まれたこれらの朽ちぬものはいきなり天から降ってくるものではありません。時には糸のように軽く、時には風のようにつかみどころなく、ひっそりと運命の十字路を通り抜けるも、取るに足らない選択の連続は止まらないでしょう。
あれ、ちょっと変な感じがするぞ。この詩人が言ってるオーガスタって我らがコロッセオで見た総督とは別人のように感じないか？
故郷を離れた少女が力という答えを求めるためにカンピドーノの頂に座す永遠の城まで来ました。身分も地位も富もない状態で、あの時は今日という日が来るなど誰も予想していなかったのでしょう。加藤ですか？加藤は最後わざと彼女に負けたと。すると厳しい言葉の数々はオーガスタの闘志を沸かせるためにあえて言ったのでしょうか。なるほど、加藤も理想を抱いていたのですね。何の資質も感じない女の子を信じてしまうようですから。では疑問を胸に抱きながら続きを見るとしましょう。
Chapter 2. Are you ready to listen to the epic of the blazing sun? Why, yes. Alright, I need to reach 100 willpower this time. Okay. Dawn breaks with a pale glow. A month has passed under Kato's training, and today the grind continues. Stick to the training. You arrive at the training site. Repeating the same moves over and over has begun to wear on your patience. You notice some gladiators training in moves you've never seen before. You decide to get to their training. You reflect on your training. It is always you alone, facing the wooden post, patching yourself up over and over. Endure. Days slip by and the gladiator's Aegon draws near. Today, Kato will give you one final lesson. I've done all I can to prepare you. Now you're on your own. Training ends today. Here's my final task. Tell me, why do you want to become a gladiator? What pulls you through all this training? You already know the answer. Your ideal has never faltered since you left home. To be strong enough to protect others. You meet Kato's gaze and he reads the answer in your eyes. You are my true ambition. In the meantime, a flicker of desire crosses your eyes. You recall Kato's words from when this all started. By then, all will be chanting your name, Augusta. You'll have to conquer their hearts and win their applause even without identity, status, and talents. Tell me, will I see that day? You're aware that sponsors for the Gladiators Aegon are mostly nobles and wealthy merchants, figures beyond your reach, except perhaps in the underground arena. These are all top-of-the-line merchandise I got here. Care to have a look? Like products on display, you and a few other gladiators stand in the middle of the underground arena, scrutinized by nobles and wealthy merchants in the stands. One by one, those beside you are chosen and escorted away. Step forward. The audience cast their eyes in your direction. However, all you receive is constant laughter in return. Glimpses of the nobles' lavish... her homeland? Her homeland. Ah, shit, that was the wrong one. These lass, so they really did have a hand in that disaster. The rotten high places also played a part in their home's ruin? Yeah. When the dark tide struck, those with power and wealth continued their life of indulgence and luxury. The might of the gladiators existed only to serve their desires. Fire of anger ignites in their chest. Well, well, a village girl with such remarkable forte dreaming of power and strength. I can't remember the last time Septimont had a joke this amusing. Try and you'll see. What can you offer? Prancing around like a circus clown and scrambling for your life so you can all have a good laugh? Or do you think playing innocent will win your favour? Never disappoint. Anyone interested in this one? After all, watching the weak struggle is always a fine source of entertainment. Give the nobles a chilling stare as they talk in whispers. Entertainment, you say? In Septimont, strength defines worth. We shouldn't be so quick to judge a gladiator who offers herself. You turn your view towards the voice. With heavy steps, a well-dressed old-school noble walks down from the stands towards you. It smells a rotten stench. It's unlike the smell of rats, as the Septimonians had put it, but a foul odour of power and wealth. Silently clench your fist. I engage only in profitable ventures to stand in the arena. You must prove your worth. I have 3 trials for you. Survive them, and we may speak further. Wow, that was easy. You accept the noble's trials. Oh, this is reputation and willpower? Okay. Your trials is too fine a word for something intended only to break you. Outside the walls of Septimont City lies a wasteland plagued by the dark tide. Your homeland. Now different from the home you remember. You see, a ferocious lion beast corrupted by the dark tide prowls deep within a cave. No common blade can cut through its skin. Oh, good evening, Dex. Hello. Thank you for leaving your check-in. Hi, how are you? We're currently learning Augusta's history through a card game. Your first trial is to slay the beast. The noble, however, decides to strip you of all your equipment but a dull sword. A dull sword is more than enough. The mountain trail winds like a serpent. Among the charred tree stumps, dozens of bleached skeletons lie scattered. You suspect you're getting close as you continue forward against the unpleasant smell. When the first rays of sunlight split the clouds, the cave reveals itself, breathing death. Before you get a clear picture of the cave, a crushing force presses down upon you. Try to break for it. Shh! Get down. You're trying to get yourself killed? Hold your breath while you're alerted. Oh, I thought it was the monster who was trying to push me down. You turn around and see a hunter. Just then, a massive beast roars and walks past while you are After the lion beast has left, you apologize to the hunter. It was thanks to him that the beast didn't notice. Going by those clothes, you're a Septimont gladiator, eh? I used to be just like you. Lost a big match, got tossed out by the nobles, and ended up like this? We're nothing but their playthings. Skills honed for battle are now merely tools for survival. Septimont has abandoned the strength it desperately needs. You pity such a reality. Now, do they mean dull as in blunt or dull as in boring as fuck? Maybe both. It's like really, really dull to use, but also kind of pathetic to look at. Ask the hunter about the lion. Only a madman would go after that lion. I have my reasons. His words are rough, but he eventually tells you everything he knows. You bid the hunter farewell and make preparations for the hunt. To gain more knowledge of your prey, you choose to silently observe the lion beast in the following day. After a few days, you manage to grasp an overall behaviour pattern for the lion beast. Thus, you march towards the cave. Deep within the cave's dark embrace, you tread softly. Then, a sudden dread freezes your steps. Between the flickering torch flames, a monstrous shape appears. The lion beast. Fire from the nether dances amid its golden mane, while claws like scythes tear wounds in the earth. I would have maintained my distance. As you expect, your sword fails you. It's ineffective against the lion. Before you can take a breath, the lion's thunderous roar storms you again. You decide to analyze the cave's environment. Just before the lion beast pounces on you, you slash with all your strength at the stalactite above. It crashes down into the lion's gaping jaws. It's not over yet. You land on its neck. It lunges to seize you, but your swift dodges force its claws into a deadly knot around its throat. Seeing your chance, you give a final pull, and the beast strangles itself in a frantic struggle. The trial has ended, and you drag your exhausted body towards the stream. Clear water cascades down into the mountain valley, and the dense forest slumbers quietly in nature's cradle. None of my skills are high enough here. I don't think I'm gonna pass. You rinse your bloodstained hands in the water. The clear stream slowly turns red. The birds scatter and the fish vanish. You sense the forest unease at your presence. Are they afraid of you? The critter's panic plunges you into reflection. For the first time, you realize that power can still fear. Still somewhat shaky. With no time to rest, you approach the nobleman again. He imposes the second trial on you. It won't be easy. Killing a mad beast is hardly an achievement. I'm sure you're aware, girl, that all the warriors of Septimate have 2 lives. You doing okay, Dex? You have a nice weekend? One by their parents and the other by the sword. You may consider the sword in a gladiator's hand as their life in the arena. For your second trial, bring me 100 lives. Yes, prove to me you're worthy of standing in the arena. Sure. Nope. To get the admission pass for the Aegon, you start the second trial. I thought they said 2 waves. Yeah, I was like, huh? Well, if it's Augusta, I know my first wave is going to be Iuno, and then my second wave would be Zani. Day after day, you fight gladiators of Septimate. As your reputation grows, so do the spectators. They don't care who you are, they only want to see when you will fall. Look, it's that girl again. Didn't think she'd get as many wins as she did. Just look at the size of her. How will she even carry those swords? Is that my opponent? You have grown used to this kind of noise. The deafening cheers numb your fatigue. Your sword now rests against your opponent's throat. Press your desire to kill. One by one, the gladiators you've challenged grow in numbers. Those you've defeated kneel before you, offering their swords, symbolizing their honor with both hands. Is the opponent's sword? Even in Septimate, there's a limit to opponents that prove a challenge to you. Eventually, you'll need to seek out tougher challengers. You have targeted Victor, a frequent champion of the Aegon from one of the noble houses. Yeah, fuck you, Victor. Do you have any idea who Victor's father is? His lordship is the largest sponsor of the Aegon. Power, wealth, those aren't things brute strength can rival. Victor has the best mentor, the finest weapon. Alright, good for Victor, I guess. The house behind Victor comes to you with an offer, a perfect job and a substantial fortune if you walk away from the duel. Fuck off, no. Can't bribe me. You reject the bribe without a second thought. Humiliated, the noble servant spits curses in your face. I'm gonna say nothing and avoid any altercation. You ignorant cunty peasant. Don't you know what it means to refuse a noble? Then you shall suffer for your arrogance. When the time comes, don't expect any pity, as you won't be getting any. I, the Skyan, beside the servant. Is it Skyan? Skian? I don't know how to pronounce that one actually. Silences the rambling servant and tears up the contract. Let's go. There's no point in talking sense into an ignorant fool. Then again, I'd appreciate if you don't waste too much of my time in the arena. They throw a bag of credits as a way to humiliate you, following it up with sarcasm and mocking gestures. They attempt to overwhelm you with their pride. You feel nothing. The day arrives. Victor accepts your challenge with his honor of nobility as the stake. You remember well the haughty look he wore but a few days prior. But the nobles wield only words, not swords. Victor knows nothing about swordsmanship. You easily defeat the weak, incompetent Skyan and casually lift his pretty helmet with the tip of your sword. Approach the noble's seats. I have won, and I have achieved it without wasting your time. Do you see? Your gilded lies shatter before real strength. Ooh. Toss the helmet back to Victor. The crowd erupts in cheers and applause. The nobles, unable to deny your triumph, lower their heads. Speaking was emotional as I found out a friend gave birth to a healthy baby boy. Long story short, she only found out 7 weeks ago she was pregnant, went through a C-section, both are still here and doing well. Oh, that's amazing! Aw, that must have been so rough on her, but I'm glad she's doing well. A little baby! You return to your lodging to count your trophies. 99 swords, 99 opponents defeated. Now, only 1 life is left to claim. Most gladiators have long feared your reputation and dare not challenge you, except 1. Aridel, the rising star of the underground arena. Unlike you, he was born with powerful fortune. He is undoubtedly the king of the arena. Sword tempered by countless battles is no less sharp. Amidst the endless chanting of the name Ardell, you arrive as promised. Even the old school nobles present? Your opponent's towering physique dwarfs yours, and his crushing presence brings to mind the fearsome lion beast. After several exchanges, you notice something unusual. The floor is too slippery to gain a foothold, and Ardell's armor is unusually heavy. You're all too familiar with the noble's despicable tricks. Calm. You then shift your pace, luring Aridel into the very trap meant for you. After a few more rounds, his steps grow loose, his reactions sluggish. Seize opportunity. Your sword stops just before the neck of Septimon's strongest gladiator. The entire arena falls silent, and almost immediately the crowd erupts into applause. Step, 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 step. Is lady in this crowd? Is that so? Kill, kill, kill. Oh shit, I'm losing my guts. Aridel closes his eyes and accepts his fate. He is already mine. In front of everyone's watchful eye, you only take Aridel's sword. You then bow towards the audience before turning to leave. Live, live, live! You leave the cheers behind. Don't care. The next day, you arrive before the old school nobles with 100 lives. Aridel is merely made of Septimonian flesh. Above him stands a far greater force. Ready for the third trial. Your third trial is to earn the blessing of I can't say her name. Arsinosa. You never planned to let me pass the third trial. Let's just say that several chances to spot a pregnancy were missed. Thankfully both made it and are healthy. Her partner had to decide who to save in theory if things went shit-shaped. Oh god. Can't imagine such a choice. Well, I'm very, very glad they're both okay. And now they have a baby. I hope whatever they decide to do, they're able to live their best lives. I know Arsinosa. It has never tasted defeat. People say it's a peak no humans can ever reach. The last wall of Septimon. But it is this insurmountable challenge that stirs the thirst for victory in your blood. You accept the third trial to confront the guardian of Septimon, Arsinosa. I need 100 martialism, which is the sword. Okay. On the eve of the trial, you return to the training grounds once again. While you wait for Kato, you find yourself standing before the familiar wooden post. It has been your most enduring companion in your pursuit of true strength. Cut it down and leave the past behind. Well, not particularly an easy path, is it? Tell me, what did you learn from this path? Strength brings conquest, such as humanity's oldest rule. Augusta, I'll be there for your last trial, and I will call your name for all to hear. Back in your room, you stare blankly at your stacked collection of swords. These trophies symbolize strength and conquest, but how will you show them to the world? You once heard the tale of a legendary gladiator, a warrior who would always fuse their opponent's swords with their own after victory. Now, you decide to tread the same path and stand before the smithy. gaze at the flying sparks. You wish to demonstrate your strength, yet now you still seek to do this with power not of your own. Watching the blacksmith's hammer rise and fall, a seemingly impractical idea emerges. In the end, you use your forte to fuse all the swords into one. Ooh, grip the heavy sword. Your forte never stands out among resonators, but its seemingly insignificant power is enough to be stronger than the forte fire and hammer speed. The day of the final trial has finally arrived. You walk into the arena center with your newly forged sword. The bronze horn flares from atop the 12 stone pillars. All eyes are on you. Everyone is eager to witness how a human will rival the strength of Arsenosa. Yeah, exactly. I'm very thankful as well. I got a crooked message on Sunday morning saying she had to video call me. She was like, "Hi Dex, yes, I'm in the hospital. Meet your new nephew." Oh, man, that must have been a shock, huh? Suddenly, a rumbling roar cut through the noise of the crowd. The noble's banners flutter and fall. A colossal shadow swallows the sunlight around you. Spinoza appears. Eyes catches my eye. Just a bit. It's awake, a noble shrieks. Arsenosa stands silently opposite you. Slowly, its eyes open, coldly watching you. Focusing. With a sudden sweep of her tail, the lioness shatters the stone pillar. You roll aside, barely dodging the flying debris. A chill seeps through the tear in the cloth of your left shoulder. Oh, take the initiative. The screams from the stands are suddenly drowned by the lioness's roar. A wave of sound and dust rips past your ears. You can taste blood on your lips and tongue. Ignore the pain and tend to the wound blade. Your second attack comes without warning. You barely have time to react before your sword rises to meet her descending paws. Recall your encounters from your previous battles. Oh, I made it go down. How was the hours weekend? Not as dramatic as yours. I worked, played some games, relaxed. Pretty much the usual, really. Nothing as exciting as you. You managed to withstand Arsenosa's fierce attack, and at the moment it withdraws, seize the opportunity to thrust your blade into the ancient crack in its right foreleg. Golden blood spills across the arena. Look up at Arsenosa. Arsenosa ceases her attack, her mane brushing against her bloodstained face before she lowers her head. The arena shakes with applause. You hear the crowd chant your name and honor. You have gained the lioness's blessing. The voices. They are... Listen to the cheering waves. O wise and noble Arsenosa, the mighty guardian of Septimont, bestow upon her the crown of courage and strength. When the cries of triumph resonate with the earth, we see the fire of humanity blaze across Septimont. O sun and moon, witness this extraordinary feat. Witness her epic dedication to Septimont. There's that point. As the platform rises, you realize that by earning Arsenosa's blessing, you have been granted a privilege. You're crowned the champion without the great Aegon. Nevertheless, you have already conquered countless gladiators with your strength. Under everyone's gaze, glory now bows at your feet. Here's my sword. Aww. That font I can barely read. At last, you stand atop the summit, the champion. Only now, with the battle fire cooled in your veins, do your wounds raise their voices to protest. You have shattered the decaying order with strength, and through strength you shall reshape new rules. You shall wield gladiators' valor on the righteous path. You shall allow no more fragile lives to tremble before death. You shall ensure that your homeland's tragedy will never be will forever be undone. Yet, should these new rules, forged by might, lose their foundation, will they not fall? A cold whisper of unease coils in your chest. Well then, no time for pointless pondering now. From this day forward, your sword, your honor, your two lives shall serve Septimont.
長いとも言えないシーカですが、最初の形ができましたね。総督について私が知っている情報はこれが全てになります。聴衆としてこの物語はいかがでしたか？
Your narration? I was the one doing all the talking. I still don't know the F enough.
そうでしょう。シーカで伝えられる内容は一部です。人や物事の真実は文字だけでは伝えきれません。それに英雄女子誌の主人公ではない私には傍観者の視点でしか語れないのです。過去の出来事も当事者の心境も多少の真似ができたところで再現には至りません。助言とは呼べないかもしれませんが、アドバイスがあります。真実を知りたくば物語の一部となるのです。今なら良いタイミングがあるでしょう。先ほども言ったように、オーガスタやセブンヒルズの英雄たちの詩編は新たなページが始まったばかりです。そう難しくはありません。運命が立てたさざ波は星々が流れる奇跡と同じです。あなたが向かう先はこれまでたどってきた道によってすでに決まっているのですから。雨雲が間もなく消えます。空は弦を引く手を止めたようですね。そろそろ別れを告げなくてはなりません。失礼ですが、その前に一つ質問を。セブンヒルズの権力の頂に立つオーガスタを王たらしめているものは何だと思いますか？彼女が頼っているものは果たして何なのでしょう？
力じゃないのか？力がなければオーガスタは試練を通過できなかったはずだろう。漂白者どう思う？
I do not trust that guy. Not even a little bit.
そう答えを急がずとも構わないでしょう。私の質問を胸に
Because you
抱
can't
い
see his
たまま
eyes. No, it's because when I met Cristoforo, I thought he looked cool, and then he turned out to be a bad guy. And then literally every single person in this game that they put in front of me turns out to be a bad guy.
全てが終われば答えはおのずと出てきます。さようなら友よ。ここであったのは運命でもあり偶然でもあります。この短い運命の出会いを終えてしまえば、私が残した痕跡は全て風にかき消されてしまいます。ですがあなたの詩編はこれからも続いていくでしょう。
Jesus. Oh, he's there.
総督閣下、甘やかしてはいけません。サトシの女ともあろう者が礼儀知らずに不遜な口を聞くとはけしからん。
そうだ、 こちらが呼んだわけでもなければ許可も得ずに総督府に入ってきよって。総督府の威厳を冒涜しているのか？
はあ、相変わらずだ。諸君よ、サトシの女がまたいだのは総督府の中でも低い敷居だ。あれは総督府の威厳を代表しているわけでも、誰かの脆い自尊心を守っているわけでもない。民が畏敬しているのはカンピドーノの丘に立つ高い壁ではないこと、くれぐれも忘れてはならん。世の意志、世の剣、そして我々の誰にも阻むことができない征服の力こそ総督府の威厳だ。なぜ怯えているか世は知っている。サトシの女の声が諸君らを凌駕し、領民に元老院の掟を破られるのが怖いのだろう。だがよく聞け。権力で上辺を飾ることしかできぬ者に情けはかけられない。それを欲するのであれば、影に隠れず勇気を出して資格を世に見せてみよ。
遅いわよ、オーガスタ。
元老たちの相手は時間が必要なのだ。だが今度からは尊いサトシの女様を待たせぬよう元老を放っておくとしようか。好き勝手に言わせておけば、そのうちユーノの偉業はリリベルのばあさんにそのまま伝わるだろうが、それでも良いのだろ。サトシの女ユーノは掟を無視し、勝手に神殿を離れ総督府に侵入したとな。ばあさんとユーノ、どちらが先に怒るのか楽しみだ。
好きにして。あの狐どもが何をしようと関係ないもの。神殿に左足を踏み入れたら月の弓で左足を射るわ。もちろん右足なら右足よ。
それには世も賛成だ。たまには元老を注意する必要もある。神殿が優しいからといってサトシの女ユーノの存在を軽んじてはならんと。神殿で待っていればよかっただろう。いずれにせよ手はずは整った。今夜にでも大地に迎える。異変があればいつでもデバイスで連絡できるだろう。わざわざセブンヒルズ城まで来る必要はどこにも。あの出来事が起こるまで責任に縛られてほしくはないのだ。
考えすぎよ、オーガスタ。あの人に会いに来ただけだもの。リリベルのおばあちゃんが言ってた。彼女の運命は人知の及ばぬ空白だって。そんなに面白いなら少しでも時間を作って会いに来るものでしょ。
そのためか。残念ながらラグーナからの船は明日の朝に到着する予定だ。その時はおそらく世もユーノも大地にいる。
めんどくさいわね。
気長に待とうじゃないか。漂白者が総督府の招待を受けた以上狩りで交流する機会はあるだろう。まだ何かあるのか。
リリベルのおばあちゃんの予言の書を読んだわ。今回の狩り、そして私たちの計画、どれもいい結末を迎えるとは言えないわね。それでも続ける気？
リスクがあるからといって 悪いものではない。つまりは強い英雄の力が必要となるのだろう。いつからユーノは神殿のやり方を信じるようになったのか。
聞きなさい、セブンヒルズの信仰心なき者よ。皇天の神は怒り狂っている。セブンヒルズの王が再び神の意志に背けば滅びゆく定めにある。最近貴族たちの議論を聞いたわ。ラグーナの昔の予言についてね。
当時ラグーナ人の言葉は確かに驚異的だった。しかし残念ながらセブンヒルズの先祖は船に乗って海を渡ったが、高地に登った時ラグーナの神は船の切符を買わなかった。それにサトシの女たちも言っていた。あの予言は欠けていると。ただならぬ力を持ち、黒き波から誕生した英雄王だけがセブンヒルズを永遠の地にできる。英雄王は荒立つ暗流と波風を落ち着かせ、旧王の血をもって最上の栄光を体感する。忘れるな、これも予言の一部だ。ファビウス、アティリウス、バレリア、先代の英雄王は何度もセブンヒルズを最悪から救ってきた。英雄たちが今も存在している限り、どんな危機が訪れようと城が覆ることはない。
もし今回だけは例外だとしたら、運命の示す先に破滅が待ってるかもしれないわ。
ならば世の剣で最悪の運命を断ち切ろう。
何笑ってるのよ。
いや、あの無鉄砲なサトシの女の言うのも恐れを抱くとはな。まあそうか。無理して恐怖心を抑える必要もない。これからは世が一人で行く。尊いサトシの女様は神殿で世の凱旋を待つがいい。
誰が怖がってるって？オーガスタこそまさか私を置いて全部一人で背負う気？いいわ、どうせまた私に泣きついてくるんでしょ。
確かに否定はせん。
やっぱり狩りをするなら私がいないと話にならないのよ。
ユウノ、いつも感謝している。
何よいきなり。
皇天の嵐が間もなく訪れるだろう。しかし嵐を迎える最も良い方法は吹き荒れる風に自ら飛び込むことだ。以降言うの、我が親友よ。
They're so married. I hope my pools are lucky enough that I can get both of them. I only have enough to guarantee Augusta at the moment, but I want both. I have to open my wallet, depending on how my Augusta pools go. Kiss, kiss, right? And they were roommates.